Hi, this is Sarah, the Stitchin Mommy, and it's Monday, March 18, 2024, here for my weekly cross-stitching update. And this week was a bit of a struggle as far as cross-stitching time, but I still got some stuff done, so it wasn't too bad. So I guess we should just dive in. I have a couple things that I received from the Fat Quarter Shop, but I might wait and save that till the end if I have time. So, let's start with travel stitching. So I worked on my temperature turtles yesterday. My parents visited, so I didn't do as much stitching yesterday as I would have liked normally, but it's always good. We played like 5 games, so that's good. But I didn't do any more bits on the like arms and legs and things, but I did my 7 sections, mostly in the car to and from church. So this is 28 count Caribbean Blue Jobelin by Witchelt, 1/1 full cross. And yeah, so not too exciting, but I did get that outer rim of patches finished and started in on the center, and hopefully I'll have some time to work on the arms and legs next week. The patches get bigger now that that outer rim is finished, but you know, it's all right. I worked on my cats and hearts, not as much as I thought I would. I mentioned in my last video I was going to have some things where I'd spend a lot of time on this, and then that very evening I got an email that parents were not allowed to stay for those rehearsals that I assumed I would be staying for. So I didn't get as much time on this as I expected, but it was still decent. I'm working on the March Cats and Hearts by Kitty and Me Designs. This is my main travel stitching. And I did not even finish one color, which is a little unusual for these, but it feels like it's probably the most used color in the design. So there's still a lot that I got accomplished. So this is 25 count white even weave, 1/1 full cross. And I was working my way through with that second lightest green, which feels like the most used color, because a lot of these will be shamrocks of various sizes, and there's that color seems to be the most predominant color. There's just a little bit more of it in this corner, and then I can move on to probably another purple, and then I'll go back to some more green. I like alternating green and purple. And then when I have when I'm feeling like it, or if a event or something is a little bit more needs my attention, then I'll do more in the kitty cat. I didn't do any more kitty cat this time, but I did a good amount last time, so that's that. This past Monday on family dinner on Monday nights, I often work on this one, but this last week I worked on my Herschel and Lucy model stitch, and I worked on that a little bit another day too, but that particular day I worked on it quite a bit because I took it with me to family dinner. And my niece noticed I was working on it. She's like, "Oh, is that Herschel and Lucy?" Because she's here in town. Right now she's on spring break. So, but it is a nice time to bring that. So I don't know. I'll wait and see what point I'm at on this one after all the school pickups today, whether I bring that with me tonight or my model stitch. So we'll see. But it is fun. I do want to get more done on my model stitch this week and get that released in the near future. I think that's all. Oh no, I didn't write it down, but I did work on Castle Homecoming on Friday. I didn't work on my Shine Bright sampler at all this week, but that's okay. Here is, oh, I didn't show you the picture, but you've seen it. If you're new here, this is by the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery, and it's their 2023 year-long stitch-along. It finished in February, releasing the mystery pieces, and I'm working on finished all of the border, completely, the top border, so that's really nice. So I pulled Yeah, it's on this side. I pulled this down and on both sides and a little bit of the water here, and there was some in the jousting scene too that was that same color. So I just finished that color kind of in the top area. So this coming week, I can start working in on the clouds and the magic, like kind of like this stuff that's in the sky up here and the top of the castle. Like any of that is fair game. So that'll be fun. Start to work on the scenes again. Oh yeah, I did get a card. I forgot it was hiding in here because I didn't want to lose it, so I put it in my travel bag. I got a card with a thank you note from someone who won a giveaway, but this is the prettiest card, and I'm guessing it's homemade. Super pretty. By Michelle. So this is stitched on the wings, and this is stitched gold on the black part of the bee, and this is all cut and embossed and all that stuff. So super fun. Thank you, Michelle. That's very pretty, and it made my day. So that's exciting. Homemade cards are great. Gotta get it back in the envelope there. Okay, first up, I worked on Visit Endor for my family stitch for this week. And this is by Country Magic Stitch. We're doing this for my oldest son. And I didn't get to 1,000 stitches because Tuesday was busy. I think it was a Bible study night this past week. So I didn't get as much done on Tuesday as I sometimes can. But overall, I got 652 half stitches. And I did meet a fun goal. This is 28 count Dove Gray Monaco, 2/1 half stitches. And I made it to 66.67%, which is 2/3. So that was a fun milestone to hit, and when I noticed that. So I did some more trees basically coming down here. I think I did some more gray too, actually, in the shield generator. So yep, that's making progress. 2/3 complete. 400 stitches on Monday and 252 stitches on Tuesday. And then my focus piece right now is Dragon Ride by Teresa Wensler. And this got 2 days. Again, probably not as much stitching as I would have wanted, but I did do some back stitching on this one. And I didn't get all of the blue done, which would have been nice, but I'll take what I can get. And you could probably see some difference, which is going to be fun. So here is this one. This is 28 count light blue even weave by MCG Textiles. Mostly 2/2 full cross. And you can see, especially in these spines, I backstitched the blue. I also finished backstitching down this wing and back up right through here, and all of the dark purple feathers are outlined. So these more of a red purple aren't backstitched yet, but they will be. So I still need to do blue like on the edge of the tail and on the feet, you know, so there's still a little bit more blue. And the cape. I'm still deciding on the 1/1 man. What would you guys do? If any of you have done a Teresa Wensler or something like this that's both 1/1 and 2/2, should I backstitch the man 1/1 or backstitch 2/2? Because there's only a few cases where I would need a single stitch, you know, thing in here. Everything else I could probably get away with going over 2 of these little stitches on the edge, you know. So I don't know if it's worth it to take the time to do 1/1 backstitching. I need a sharp needle probably because it is kind of tight in there. Or if I should just try 2/2 and see how it works. Because I don't want to, I think if I try it and it doesn't look good, ripping it out will be hard. So I'm not sure. Any thoughts? I would love your opinions because I'm kind of avoiding that until I kind of know my mind on that. So anyways, then I worked on Villa Mirabilia for 2 days, which was my whip go call, one of my whip go calls for March. There's a lot, this pattern is large. There's a lot more to this pot than I thought there was, and I also didn't have a lot of time on one of the days. So, it's not done. Part of me was thinking, well, maybe I should just work on the dress anyways, but I really want this done. If I had told old me, previous me, past me, I would have just done the lady. I wouldn't have bothered with any of this, but this is already so far done and it's right up next to the lady that I don't think I can not do it now. Because I don't want to rip it all out and have it look like it's frogged, you know. So I think I will finish all of it, but it's like, I would have probably not done it if I had started it now. You know, would have probably just done the lady, but you know, that's okay. I put it in books, which is what I like to do with my Mirabilias now, where I take pictures of them and I export them to books in my iPad, so I can zoom in and kind of just finger highlight what I've finished. It's not as nice as Pattern Keeper, obviously, but it's like a digital working copy, and it does help, because up until like a year or two ago, I was just doing Mirabilias straight, regular pattern, no highlighting, and it's a lot. It's very helpful to highlight. So that was helping. So the day one, I was having a rough day anyways, and I made myself do one length of thread just to get it out, touch it, do something. And so the next day I did more, and I was having fun with it. I put it into books, but there's a lot. It's just big. So I'll back up again. So here is this one. This is, I believe, the called for linen 32 count willow green, 2/2 full cross. And I just worked in the pot, so I might even do a before and after of this pot area. So there's still actually some green. I thought the green was all done, but there's some dark green right here that's not done, and a little bit on this side of the pot that's not done yet. Most of the green is done. But there's a good amount of shading in here that I haven't done yet. So you can see a lot more structure of the pot getting in there. A lot of this part of the pot is empty, so that's nice, but there is a good amount of stitches, and just because it's so large, there's a lot of stitches in there. So isn't she pretty though? Her bodice, head and bodice area is pretty much finished. So that's always nice to just have her there watching while I'm stitching. Oh, I did do a little bit on the border too. I had some of this color, the border color was in the pot, and I had more on my needle, so I just finished it out. So I did do a tiny bit more on that edge there too, because it's got to be done eventually. So might as well finish my string out there. So it'll come back out again to work on the pot again next year. I do need to probably give it more than 2 days a year to get that pot finished, but it's fine. Eventually, maybe I'll give it some more attention, but at this point, I'm just happy to get some attention, and that's okay, because I have so many projects that I really want to work on. I have to get choosy, and just do little bits here and there. So I did work on Celtic Ladies a little bit. This one, since my parents were here, I didn't get that much time, but I made sure I kind of squeaked out here and there at least 100 stitches. So I did 111 stitches on my collage for the Lavender and Lace Ladies, which finished a color in her hair and sleeve. So here is where this one's at. This is 32 count lamb's wool linen, 2/2 full cross. And I just finished out this kind of, the darkest hair color was also a little bit in the sleeve. So finished that color up and got 111 stitches. So hopefully next week I can maybe finish the hair. That would be nice. And let's see. There's 2 more Sundays. So but one Sunday is Easter Sunday, and we'll probably be doing some stuff with family that day. So I'm hoping I'll still get some stitching. I should get some stitching done that day, but so hopefully I can finish the hair next week and then maybe do some mandala stitching on the little motifs on the side on Easter Sunday. That'd be fun. I also have plans on Easter Sunday, or not Easter Sunday, but Easter weekend, to have a new start that I had no business starting, but I want to start anyways, so I'll tell you about that. Actually, we're done with what I worked on this week, so I guess I can launch into plans anyways. So this is something, I won't be starting it this week, but I'm planning to start it on Good Friday. I've been wanting to start this for a while, and it just hasn't happened. I think it's on my short list to start next year because I just really want to start it. And then I saw Megan over at Georgia Girl Stitching. She's starting a He Is Risen piece on Good Friday. That's from a magazine. It's a normal sized, normal project. But of course I'm going full coverage because, you know, I'm crazy. But I have this one, He Is Risen by Donna Gelsinger. So it's the same title. And it's Heaven and Earth Designs. My friend Desiree gave this to me, and I want to start it. And I have some fabric that's the perfect size, absolutely perfect size. So I think I'm going to do it. I won't make it my focus piece, but I'll try to get to it at least a little bit on Friday, Saturday, Sunday for the Easter weekend, in addition to my my main piece. I have Butterfly Cat slotted for that, for my Whipco full coverage, and then Celtic Ladies for a little bit on Sunday. So hopefully I can get a little bit of this in, and then I can bring it out every Easter weekend at the very least. So maybe in the future I can actually plot it for some, you know, focus time on Easter weekend, reevaluate my plans, but I think this will be really fun. So I want to do that. So I'm going to. It's an extra start, but I really want to. So I'm going to. My main regular stitching for this week, my family piece for this week will be Bear Time Stories. This is mini Bear Time Stories, artwork by Randall Spangler, and I'm doing this for my middle son. So I'm going to give this today and tomorrow. I am currently working on this extreme cross country with the smallest used colors, trying to tick off colors as I go, because I've already done the most used color, and now I'm going back through and doing all the least used colors. This is 40 count Vertil 1/1 half cross, and this is the entire design, and it's been fun putting in the smaller colors. Now every color has over 100 stitches, so it's fun. You get a decent amount that you can see, like all these blues I put in, and some of the green was extra last time, and some bits in here. So it's been fun to kind of start seeing more color. Yeah, so that'll be fun. I'll give that 2 days. I don't anticipate that I'll get a full 1,000 like I would like, because I'm doing the smaller amounts of stitches. There tends to be more counting involved, but I imagine going forward, when I get to stitches with more colors, with more stitches left, once all the confetti is already done, there'll be a lot of fill-in. So that'll be a lot faster. So I'm hoping the tables will turn and I'll have be able to get more progress at that point. But for now, I'm color completing and I'm having fun with that. Wednesday, I will be starting my March new start. This one was planned. He Is Risen for Easter was not planned. This was my planned start. I'm planning to start Floral Alphabet by JBW Designs for Carolyn over at Caesar Stitch, her birthday. Her birthday's at the end of the week, but she's going on a trip and we'll be starting hers on Monday, I think. But I had planned to slot it in on my Wednesday, Thursday slot instead of Dragon Ride. So this week I won't work on Dragon Ride. I'll work on this one instead. I already gave Dragon Ride 2 days at the beginning of the month, the very first and second, before a full week had happened in March. So I'm not shorting Dragon Ride any, I'm just moving it around. So I have 3 silks picked out that are silks for you, and I'm planning to do it on some Demicell even weave 28 count. So originally I was going to kit this up 1/1 because that's what I do. This pattern is all full crosses. So why would I do anything other than 1/1? But when I was thinking about it, this is a picture this plus. These are silks. Picture this plus tends to shrink and get puffy holes. And I am doing some 1/1 things on 28 count. Picture this plus, and it's tight. Silk can be fluffier than DMC, which is why I'm using silks on a different project because I wanted to try to get better coverage. And sure enough, these strands look kind of fluffy compared to DMC. So the combination of tight fabric and fluffy threads, probably shouldn't try this one 1/1. And this fabric is really pretty. Maybe I'll open it up for you. It's kind of splotchy. So if I did 1/1, I would only be using half of it, like a 1/16 of a piece. So this is a fat 1/8, and I'll use it all. I'll do 2/2. I had a fat 1/4, so I still have an 1/8 of this left for maybe a ferry or something down the road, which I think would be great. So I'm going to go ahead and do 2/2 with a full cross project, which is crazy. Because usually if something only has full crosses, I'm like 1/1, yes please. But I'm going to do it 2/2, and I think it'll be great. So because of the materials involved, I didn't want to have to pick new materials. I like these materials, so I think that's the best choice. So I'll be starting that on Wednesday and giving that 2 days. And then I forgot to bring my cover art. I'm working on my next non-full coverage WIPCO call on the 22nd and 23rd. And this is Garden Prelude. And I may have put a picture up for you. I forgot to bring the pattern up here. But here is mine right now. I have the top all done, which is fun. There's some back stitching, I think, in there that I need to do still, but I'm going to wait until I have more below the pillars because the back stitching keeps going a little bit. So she's pretty. This is Color and Cotton. I can't remember the blue. It's in my pattern. So I'll show you the color next time. But it's a Color and Cotton 32 count even weave. So this time I think it looks like I finished the hair and the ribbons last time, which is great. So this time I think I will work on that dress. That will be so much fun. I'm really looking forward to it. Get some of those bright teals in there. The dress, and then eventually I can also work on flowers as well. In this like kind of horizontal bit will be flowers and dress. So, because I'm trying to do this like I like to do top down. But this particular rotation, only 2 days, it's possible I'll only work on dress. But we'll have to wait and see how quickly the dress works up, how much time I have, and whether or not I work on some flowers too. The flowers in this pattern are charted for some silks, like they might be Gloriana's. Somebody told me that before I started this, and I was thinking, they're flowers. They don't have to be a fancy silk. So I went ahead and found some variegated cottons that were already in my stash. So I'm subbing out those variegated flosses because I figured the flowers would be fine. Either way, if it was in the dress, I would probably spring for the called for thread because it might be blending with other things, and it should probably maybe be the right called for because the blending would be what Nora intended. But for flowers, it's nature. It can be different slightly. It's roughly the same colors. So I went ahead and subbed those out just so I wouldn't spend the extra money on silks for some flowers. But yeah, I'm excited to work on that. I believe Colette, the Highway Stitcher, is planning to work on it this weekend with me as well because she has that piece. She's working on it for her granddaughter, and she's very close. She has most of the dress finished. So hopefully you do a good job too, Colette. You get some time to work on that. And now I have some goodies that the Fat Quarter Shop sent me, so I would like to share those now. I think I have a little bit of time. Yeah, I do. So the first package they sent was pretty much all quilting, except for these cloth biddies that are like the magnetic ties you can put around your fabric when you're trying to wrangle it in either a Q-snap or sometimes in my roll. I'm excited to try these. So that was those, and you could maybe do it. They even show it wrapped around a roll of fabric for storage. So that's another idea. But these were all lots of quilt patterns. So 2 little ones that look like baby quilts, Honey Crisp and Cross Trainer. And then we have Color Me crayons. That's a fun one. Chantilly. Pretty colors there. Poinsettias, which is purples and greens, which is a little interesting because I would have think with orchid and mauve, you know, fabric choices. So I would think poinsettias would be red, but it's still pretty. Peppermint bark. Also not the colors I would have expected for peppermint bark. These are, you know, yellows and navies. But that's fun. So the titles don't match what I would expect, but they're pretty. Daisy Patch. These are pinks. I like the colors in that. And Early Bird with a lot of, I think those are flying geese, maybe. Those are pretty colors too. Springy colors. So those are the quilty things they sent. And then I have the March Spring Quarterly. So if you've not received yours yet and you want to be surprised, maybe look away because I don't think I'll be showing anything else after this. You can maybe even just sign off. But if you want to see, I will show it. They had a cute bag. This is it's got flowers and a little bunny in the corner. Nice size bag. This is the size I use for my travel stitching. And it's a really nice size. I don't actually usually take this travel bag with me very often unless I'm going like on a vacation, and then I'll grab it and fill it with everything I want. But usually I'll just grab out the specific one I'm working on, but it'll be sitting next to my stitchy chair with all my travel pieces in it. And then I'll just grab the one I'm currently working on. And then on vacation, I'll stuff it all in and make sure there's room for several projects in there. So this came with another tiny bag. This is actually a matching, it's not matching this one because this one is square. This one is like diagonal, but I have a diagonal one that this matches, and it's a nice cute size. It's smaller. This one is, they don't have a, what do you call it? Inches listed. But this is a full size, this is the pattern. It's Easter, Bunny's Bakery, sorry, it doesn't say Easter, Bunny's Bakery. And it's this cute bunny with her carrot cakes. Oh, in the top, it even says Bunny's Bakery right here. It's a little faded in the picture. But see, this is a full, like a half size. Yeah, I think it would fit a half size pattern, not a full size pattern. And then the goodies that they sent to go with the pattern are the fabric, Magical Clouds 14 count Aida, which is really pretty. That'd be fun to work with. And all the flosses, which are so fun. And next to this fabric, those pop really nice. And then a matching needle minder. With a little bunny on it. So I like that. Very cute. I like the fabric and the thread combination quite a bit. That's really pretty. Oh, and this one also came with a coupon for Nerge hoops. And I don't think they've had a coupon before that I've seen in these stitch quarterlies. So if that's something that you're interested in, know that it now is coming with a coupon. Or at least this month it did. So there's that. That's always fun. Yeah, so this week will maybe be some good days, some bad days. I have 2 evening activities this week with like school related stuff. So for my kids, hopefully I'll still get time on those days, but it might be limited. So we'll see. We'll do what I can. And I'm really looking forward to working on these projects. I hope you're having a wonderful week and happy stitching. Bye.